Hey everyone, Mom on the Run. It's PJ. Let's delve a little deeper into the Danny Masterson debacle, shall we? So, I want to just give honorable mention to someone who I think is so brave, so courageous, so strong. And I guarantee you she doesn't even probably realize it because she has been so harassed for literally years now, right? So, I don't normally mention SA victims by their name, unless, of course, they've come out and they've been public. And at this particular time, she has. So, earlier in the week, big hearts to you, Chrissy Carnell Bixler, who was, in fact, Danny's former girlfriend, did an Instagram post and, in essence, said, "Hey, Ashton, did you forget I was there that day?" So, there's an Ashton Kutcher story that I don't know if you remember it. I kind of loosely did. And then once again, when I was listening to Aaron on Growing Up in Scientology, and I heard that apparently Ashton showed up to pick up a girlfriend and take her to a Grammy party. He discovered, unfortunately, that she'd been viciously murdered. That is horrible, is it not? I mean, when I heard that, I kind of remembered this and being like, what? That's horrible. And so to hear what actually happened, it made me feel sick. So I'll briefly tell you what I heard. Apparently, after Ashton discovered she had passed, wouldn't you call 911? I don't know about you, but I would have called 911 so fast, it just wouldn't have occurred to me to do anything else, right? I mean, I would hope that would be what your response would be as well. Well, Ashton didn't have that response. Ashton instead went out, got in his car, and for an hour sat on the phone having a powwow with Danny and, of course, as I mentioned in a prior video, honorable mention goes to who? Bree Schaefer. Bree Schaefer is Danny's assistant. She was sitting there listening to this phone call, as was Christy. Okay? Or Chrissy. So, apparently, there was also a writer from that 70s show. So they conversed and talked about this and what to do. And they decided that it would be a better idea for Ashton just to hightail it on out of there, go to that Grammy party and act like you never went there. Act like you never stopped out there. Don't let anyone know. It's bad for your career. People will think the wrong thing and you'll be the bad guy. I don't know why on earth you would think that way unless you had something to be worried about, but that's okay. That's what he chose to do. Okay? Oh, but it gets better. Are you ready for this one, folks? The DA wants to prosecute the serial killer who killed Ashton's girlfriend. They bring Ashton in for questioning, and it's not long, and they realize Ashton's lying. Ashton gives a story that he came up and looked in the window and saw some spilled wine. He wasn't really sure, and then he left. Well, it turns out the detectives on the case knew that was a lie because, well, you wouldn't have known she was dead until you actually walked into her apartment and saw her. So not only could they not prosecute that guy at that time, but they knew if they put Ashton up on the stand, that defense attorney would make mincemeat out of the situation and he'd be off scot-free, right? You only get one bite of that apple, all right? So you want to play your cards right. It's unfortunate, but guess what happened? This man went on to murder someone else. My heart goes out to these women and their families. I don't know what's wrong with somebody. How do you live with that kind of guilt? How do you live with the fact? I mean, maybe you hadn't gone out with her that long, but for Pete's sake, she's your girlfriend. You're picking her up to take her to a party. You find her viciously murdered, and you don't call 911? I got a problem with that, people. And I have a problem with the fact that this same person then wants to wrap himself up in the, I really care about people who are being trafficked. I care about human trafficking. Some people out here are doing things because it's a good PR move, not because they care. Okay? Make sure you can tell the difference. I gotta tell you, when I heard this, it made me sick. It really did. And I think it shows that there's a pattern. And I believe that when people show you who they are, as Maya Angelou used to say, when people show you who they are, believe it. Okay? This is one of those cases. All right? So I'm going to wrap it up here. I do have more. It turns out there's some more details, like I said. If I did it all at one time, you'd be sitting through a 2-hour little long drawn out thing here. So I'm going to make it quick and make it sweet, all right? I just want you to really put the victims in your prayers, all right? I know from an article I read earlier today that Chrissy has really been struggling. It's definitely affected her. The article I read, she cannot sleep in a bed with her current husband. She can't sleep with anyone. She can't. Not capable. And she's afraid to leave. They have, the evil Scientology cult has been harassing her nonstop. And that is part of the reason why I decided to name Corey Polka in a prayer video. Because you, sir, are an enabler. You, sir, made her life a living hell. And you deserve to be recognized for that. So I just wanted to reach out to her. I doubt she'll see this, but I want you all to think about this. Think about what that's like, discovering somebody you love dearly is a horrible, horrible person who's out here essaying everyone. And like I said, it's like a really bad rotten onion. You think you've gotten to one layer and more just keep coming. So I heard earlier today there's been 2 other victims that have now spoken out. They're not interested in being public. They just wanted to have some more understanding of details. And like I said, I'll have another video about a TikToker and Bijou's involvement in all of this. Stay tuned.